Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette ranking and review videos as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like indie makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like me, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And I am so excited for today's video. I know if you know me, you know. That was a lot of I know if you know me, you know. What? If you know me, you know I love a space-themed anything. Eyeshadow palettes that have any sort of like attachment or anything to space. I'm in, I'm sold. I don't even care what the inside looks like. I'm there. So when Nomad did their guessing game and it was all star-related questions, I was like, are we going to space, Nomad? And we were not going to space. We were going to New Zealand, but we're doing some stargazing in New Zealand. And it has this gorgeous packaging that is the space packaging. It's absolutely beautiful. Anyways, so I was so excited when they revealed this. I have done 2 looks that I will insert clips of shortly. And then I'm going to do a tutorial that I'm talking through as well. Anyways, so it's going to be a little bit of a different setup than I normally have, but let's get into the video. First things first, I forgot that I actually kept the outer carton packaging. This is what it looks like. Absolutely stunning, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. This palette is cruelty-free and vegan. There are no parabens, phthalates, or mineral oil in the palette. And they infused the shimmer shades, I believe it's the shimmer shades, maybe it's all of the shades, but infused with manuka oil for smooth and crease-proof wear. I guess it doesn't say shimmers. I assume shimmers for whatever reason. Anyways, we have a 12-month open container. This palette is manufactured at Nomad Labs in China, distributed out of Dallas, Texas, and if I remember correctly, mica is an ingredient, but I don't believe talc is. So there you go. And then with purchases of this palette, Nomad is donating a portion of the profits to the Dark Sky International. I don't know if it was like International Foundation, Park Foundation, something like that. But anyways, that's where they're donating their money. So I think that's all we need to talk about as far as the palette goes. And yeah. Oh, it is an intense color and chrome palette. There are shadows in this palette that are marked as not safe for use around the eye area. So for those of you that have sensitive eyes and are concerned about those eye safety warnings, this palette is probably not for you because it's about half the shades or more than half the shades. It was a decent number. It's 6 out of the 15 shades. So not quite half, a little bit less, but a decent portion. So here again is the packaging. Here is the inside of the palette. This palette features 9 mattes and 6 multi-chromes that are absolutely gorgeous. We have these 3 down here, 2 here, 1 here, and you're not seeing any shifting happening. Oh, maybe in the mirror, can you see anything? I feel like you can see some of the shifts if I hold it like that. They look like different shades. Okay, anyways, that's the best I got. So let's go ahead and do a look now. And then as I'm talking through my review of the palette, I will insert the clips for the looks that I have already done. So you are seeing look number 3 first. I hope that that's not confusing. So I want to try and do more of like a graphic eye look today. I just feel it in my bones. I think that would be fun. So we're going to try and start with the shade Carter Observatory, which is this dark blue shade up here. I'm just taking an angled, it's like an angled, I think it's an eyebrow brush because it has spoolie on the end, but it works for this purpose too. And there's a scent to this that I haven't noticed in a Nomad palette before, and I'm assuming it's that manuka oil scent because I know they changed the oil with the palettes. Like, for example, the Ghost Town palette was, I think, prickly pear oil. And then I don't remember, have they, I think they launched Nomad Air since then, and I haven't, I think Ghost Town's the last palette that I had from them. Okay, so that's about as even as I care to spend time working on, especially because we're gonna blend, so I'm not super worried about it. So next we're gonna take the shade The Cosmos, which is this gray, and I'm gonna take this kind of detail pencil brush, and I'm just gonna run that along where we just placed that Carter Observatory shade. And it's okay that it's gonna look a little messy, a little all over the place right now. Hopefully when we blend it, we can make it cleaner. Okay, so next up we're gonna go with Tongariro. I am not doing well on that. Night Hike, it's this one down here. And I'm taking a blending brush, so there we go. And that's gonna be a little dark, okay. This is not, it's not going how I wanted it to. At all. I just don't even know. I don't even know if there's any saving that. Okay. Yeah, that's just messy. That is messy, messy, messy. Okay, I'm gonna take that off and come back. We're gonna try that again. Same shades, smaller brushes. So we're gonna go with a super fine detail brush and Carter Observatory this time, because I am still committed to the graphic eye look, but I think I just got a little carried away with how much and how far I was taking each shade. Okay, so now we're gonna go into The Cosmos again, but I'm using this really fine little smudger brush. So again, we're keeping this small, and I think that is what will help us in this endeavor. Okay, so now we're hitting the Tongariro Night Hike shade again, but we're going to use the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B1, which is kind of fluffy but also skinny. So I felt like it would work for this shade to help us sort of blend this out a little bit more. And then I'm going to have to spend some time blending this back and forth. So I'll come back when I'm done blending. Much better. Smaller brushes was where it was at. I haven't done one of these kinds of looks in like a minute, so I lost my touch a little bit. And when I said I had to go back in and blend, I just mean when you do this kind of a look, you have to put the darkest to the lightest and then go back in and like refill that gradient to get a nice blend. I also did pull in some translucent powder just to help us blend a little bit more on the outer edges, but overall feel like it looks good. So now shimmer time. So I want to start off with the shade Aurora Australis, this pinky shade here. All of these multi-chromes are so smooth, like so smooth. I don't know, I couldn't even off the top of my head compare a shimmer that is similar in the texture. And I did spray my brush with Fix Plus. That's just typically what I like to do with my shimmers. I didn't do that for one of the looks that you'll see here soon, but usually that's my go-to move. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the shade Milky Way. Ooh, I can see that shift like as I apply this to my lid. The blue, like the like teal purple. I'm gonna pull in a different brush here in a sec. I just wanted to use a bigger one to get that everywhere. I think that's pretty much gonna be the look. I'm gonna finish this, come back, show you the finished look, talk through the looks that I did already, and then give you my overall thoughts. Okay, so I was just gonna finish up the eye look, but then I was like, there's only 2 shades I haven't used in the palette yet, and it's these 2 down here. And I don't really love this look as it is. So why not try and work those in? That was my thought. Let's just try and get these bad boys worked into the look. So the shade Te Capo Stargazing, this blue matte, We're gonna work onto the, oh, that was maybe a little bit more blue than I had bargained for, but that's all right. That shade blended out really nicely, like without even having to use another shade. Like I was able to just sort of smooth it out on its own. I'm taking this fluffy brush that we used earlier, and I'm not putting any product on it. I'm just working that down here to soften that a little bit more. Now I'm gonna take the shade Southern Cross, which is this really pretty magenta, green, gold duo or multichrome. I'm just gonna work that down here. Okay, I might actually like this look better now that we added these. So that was maybe a good call on my part. Okay, ooh, yeah, I think that helped. All right, so let me do lashes, and then I'm doing a wig. And I don't know which one. But anyways, I'll come back. You'll see it. It's all fine. Hey! So I'm working through my wigs for Wig Wednesday over on TikTok. And I'm trying to do a look with every wig to do like a wig declutter and all that. Anyways, I'm down to like the last, after this one, 2 wigs. And you can see why this was one of the last 3. This wig is a lot. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. So I decided today was the day that we were going to wear this wig. Plus I felt like with the blue eyeshadow, like maybe we would have a moment happening. But it still looks insane. So anyways, here we are. Let's talk about the first 2 looks that I did. So first up, we have look number 1. I wanted to go for a like sunset-y crease. So I was picturing using like the Southern Lights, Auckland Stardome, and Aoraki Mackenzie. I am so sorry. Anyways, the like top right corner of the palette basically to create like kind of like a sunset-y crease. They blended together to create mostly a magenta crease with purple. Southern Lights wasn't that different from the shade. I shouldn't say it wasn't that different. It just blended into Auckland Stardome quite a bit. So they mushed together a little bit more. So it wasn't quite like the sunset I was going for, but it was still a really pretty crease, I thought. Blended well, no issues with blending that day. And then on the lid, I took the shade, I think it was Carina Nebula is on the lid, and so is Magellanic Clouds. That's in the inner corner and onto the lid a little bit. And then the same mattes on bottom as I did on top. One thing I did want to note with this look, I did this off camera, because as I was putting my lashes on, I felt like this look was just missing something. So I worked in my Melt Cosmetics Nightshade Ultra Matte Gel Liner, and I tapped over it with the Carla Cosmetics Opal Moonstone Multichrome in Lazy Bones, and it gave me the most gorgeous like purpley multichrome effect on the lid, and I thought it was so pretty with the shimmers. I feel like you could recreate this just taking the shimmer shade Milky Way, and you would get a very similar effect. Obviously Lazy Bones has slightly different shifts to Milky Way, so it won't be the exact same, but like I probably could have done that and had a similar end result, but I just wanted to share that. So that's what I did for that look. So now moving on to look number 2. Look number 2 I was doing before I had to go to the dentist before work. So I had next to no time to do my makeup. So I just worked Queenstown Skyline and Jewel Box. So Queenstown Skyline into my crease. Jewel Box I put all over the lid. I didn't use Fix Plus. I just used a brush and sheared it out as much as possible just to get like a nice, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like metallic effect, but mostly sparkle, not necessarily an opaque. And then I put Magellanic Clouds in the inner corner again. And then to create like a little mini wing, we pulled in the Dark Sky Nation black, which is the matte black, and created just a tiny little wing with that shade. And yeah, that's how we got the look. It was super quick, super easy. I feel like that is a perfect example of the versatility in this palette. You can do a more intense, colorful look, or you could do something real quick, real easy. One thing I wanted to mention about this look is when I was in my car, the sparkle on the shade, I want to say it was Magellanic Clouds, but maybe it was Jewel Box too, but the sparkle that was happening on my eyelid, like when I looked in like my rear view mirror, was so intense. Like it was so sparkly, so pretty. I absolutely loved it. And even though I didn't fluff that shade Jewel Box or apply that shade Jewel Box on in a way that it was opaque, I still felt like I got the shiftiness that I was looking for. And I think it overall turned out really nice. And sometimes you don't have enough time to do your makeup or you want a low-key look. And I feel like that was perfect for it. So now, back to the present. I used the rest of the shades in the palette, so I have officially used every shade. I wore the first two looks all day. Obviously, this look has been on since I started filming this video, so it's not going to be an all-day wear test for this one, at least by the end of the video. But I will wear it for a little bit before I go to bed. But anyways, what I was going to say about this eye look is what I thought would blend well with these shades didn't quite work as nicely. I feel like I should have stuck to the Cosmos and Carter Observatory and just blended out the Cosmos with a translucent powder. I think the adding of the brown is what made me not love this crease as much. But I do overall still like the finished look. The graphic liner, I'm going to need to practice that more because sometimes I can nail that and sometimes it does not blend well. I think if I had done a normal like building of my shades, like I like to go lightest to darkest, I think had I done that just like a normal crease with these same shimmers, it would have looked stunning. So the part of the look that I don't like, I don't think is the palette's fault. I think it is my fault. The shimmers are super smooth, super creamy. I didn't notice a ton of fading or creasing with my first look. I did notice pretty quick fading in like the center of my lids yesterday with the shade Jewel Box. I reapplied and then didn't have the fading again. It lasted mostly through the day. We had some creasing, but it wasn't too bad. But I didn't use Fix Plus. So I don't know if that's the culprit. Like I said, day one, I didn't really have any creasing at all. And typically these more darker based multi-chromes, I'm going to have some creasing. So let me see what's happening here. We don't really have any creasing happening yet. So yeah, so overall, I think the matte quality is nice. Standard matte quality from Nomad. I think these shimmers are really smooth, way smoother than any shimmers that I can think of in my collection, except like maybe an Ensley Rain shimmer, but they also have really textured shimmers. But all 6 of these are like smooth as butter. And I don't know if I have any palettes that have that many super smooth multi-chromes in them. But anyways, I think it's a really nice formula. I'm really happy with it so far. I do like the color story. I think it's super pretty. I think everybody's created such gorgeous looks. My favorite looks that I've seen have featured like the blue mattes with Magellanic Clouds and then Milky Way. And I really want to create that, and I think I will at some point. I just have a ton of makeup that I need to be using right now, so I'm going to have to work my way back to this palette, but I'm definitely going to recreate that because the blue with the orange is gorgeous. But anyways, oh, the smell. I don't think I ever finished that thought when I was talking about this in the beginning. It smells chemically, but not in like a bad way. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like and I don't know that chemically is the right word. I don't know how to explain what it smells like. It's not like sweet, but like clean. Maybe it's like a laundry detergent? No. It smells like soap, I feel like. Like some kind of soap, like a hand soap. That's what it smells like to me. But yeah, I don't think it smells bad, but there is a scent that I haven't noticed on my other Nomad palettes before, so I wanted to mention that. I think that's it. Let me know which of the 3 looks was your favorite. Try not to judge this one based off of the wig, like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's it from me. I will see you all next time. Bye!